Hey, welcome everybody. I'm here with Lindsay Lebrec, and we just wanted to take a little bit of time and go over all of this crap that's happening with the mortgages and COVID-19, and just see if we can shine some light and help everybody understand the mortgage update. It's always good to get the information from a professional, and quite honestly, I hope I'm going to learn a lot here today. I'm sure I will, that I can pass on to my people. I'm Jody with Home Time, and I'm a licensed property manager in Lethbridge. And Lindsay, so what's going on out there? It's just a little bit crazy. And what are you feeling about the whole situation?
Hi, Jody. Thanks so much for having me come on and just shed a little bit of light. Yeah, it's been insane. The last week, everyone's been fielding phone calls. The lenders are overwhelmed. They've actually asked us to stop calling, just so that the people who need to get through, who have been directly affected this week, that they can get through to their lenders to find out what they're eligible for. So there's so much misinformation. The media is putting out one information, and then we are getting different information from CMHC, Genworth, the lenders, as to, what can we provide for our clients, and the homeowners.
Yeah, it's so true. I've had that question. I talked to somebody here just the other day. They said they were trying to get through, and when they call their lender, it doesn't even go to like an actual ring. It just goes dead air, and they just cannot get through. So I think
Yeah.
they're just overloaded, and that's the one message that I want to get out to everybody, is that everybody right now just needs to be patient. There's so much worry and concern, and just a whole lot of uncertainty going on, and everybody's phoning. So if everybody can just take a big breath and step back just a little bit, I'm pretty sure that they'll be able to get through eventually. And I don't know about you, but I think the lenders are going to understand what's going on. So, there's just a few points that people are just trying to figure out. And we're going to try to communicate as much information as we can to help everybody out. Now, the government put out this notice and they said, okay, we're going to help you with your mortgage payments. We're going to defer payments. And I think there's just such a huge misconception on what that word deferral means and what it is actually going to mean for people moving forward. So what are the lenders saying about this deferral thing? Like what is actually being meant by that?
So yeah, deferral, it just means you skip a payment, but don't, like, you're gonna have to make that up in the end. It's not a freebie. They're not letting you have a payment holiday. That's where I've gotten some phone calls. It's like, whoa, can I maybe take this deferral and that money that I would have paid towards my mortgage pay towards my credit card? No, that's not the purpose of this. Um, it is for those that are affected. You will have to make that mortgage payment up at the end. Maybe it gets tacked on to the end of your mortgage. So now you have an extra 6 months on your mortgage if you take the 6 month deferral package or whichever. It's not forgiveness. They're not going to just wash it away. You will have to pay for it no matter what. It's the banks. Let's be real. They still need to
Exactly.
make their profit.
Yeah, and they are going to make a profit now. So one of the main questions, and I don't know if you've got any clarification on this yet, but interest charges. So if a homeowner chooses to do the deferral, and let's get that straight, they're choosing to do that, um, to tack that onto the back end, are they still going to have to pay their interest payments or charges during that time?
We are waiting to hear on that. So the hope from industry leaders is that we'll just tack, like, it will just, that month will just get tacked on to the end. So most likely you will have to pay it. It's just, again, a deferral. It's not a
Yeah.
relief. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not free money that the landlord, in my case, because I'm dealing with a lot of people that are landlords or homeowners, they're not getting that money off for free. They are going to have to pay that eventually.
Yeah, so just so everyone knows a little bit about myself, I'm also in the landlord game. I actually have a lot of skin in the landlord industry. My husband and I, we have 43 doors, so we've got a lot invested in this. So I have been doing a lot of extra legwork to try to find out what I can do for my clients and specifically me. Let's be honest. Um, Again, there's a lot of small mom and pops that are going to be affected, and they do know that. They just don't know how to deal with it yet because The idea or the concern is that landlords may take advantage of this as well. Some will, not everyone is
Of course.
upfront.
Yeah.
So they want to make sure that landlords aren't just pocketing money off of, people that are actually really affected, because it's our tenants that are being affected. They're the front line that are being laid off everywhere. So they're trying to find a gentle balance of how do we make this work. Now, when I did speak to CIBC, for instance, yesterday, they said that there's 3 questions that need to be asked when you do call in to see if you do apply for the deferral payments. One was, your income. Have you or your partner been affected by it? Are you at home caring for children? 2, and 3, is it your primary residence? So it's not, we don't apply for it yet.
Yeah, so that's a question that I'm getting already a lot. As a landlord and owner of a rental property, do they qualify for this big announcement that the government made that mortgage payments can be deferred? So what you're hearing is the answer is no?
The answer is no. As of today, right now, it is no.
Oh, okay. So like as a property manager, and unfortunately I am getting these calls from tenants that are hearing directly that because the government has announced that the property owner doesn't have to pay their mortgage, which unfortunately they're understanding that they don't have to ever pay that. And once again, it is a deferral. So if you're a tenant, the owner is going to have to make that payment eventually.
Yes,
So by not
eventually,
paying
no
your
matter
rent,
what. Yeah. So
exactly.
that's the other hard part. I know, even just for my own rental properties, my husband and I, we've been chatting. It's, if we do get granted that deferral, we will pass that on. But then there's that kind of balance of like, well, we've got to pay that 6 months down the road. So how, like, I'm still out money no matter what, even if I am deferred and pass that deferral on to the tenant. So it's really a case by case basis. I mean, there's lots of information out on the internet and the media that is, again, incorrect. We don't know what rentals are going to do. We don't know how they're going to prove the case by case situation for landlords and tenants. Because that's a lot of paperwork, which I know right now they don't want to deal with. They don't have the
Oh,
time. They
they're
don't have the
scared.
manpower.
They're scared.
Yeah.
A lot of people are just playing on the unknown. They're scared, right? So
Mhm.
that really does cause a problem. So we know that yeah, the properties aren't being we can't defer, right, to the rental property. So it's unfortunately we've got to find a way to assist our tenants to understand this, and sometimes it's hard. And I don't know what that correct answer is because, like you just said, there's just so much misinformation right now on
Yeah.
what is out there.
Yeah. So Jody, the email that you had sent me that you had forwarded out, I think that's a great starting point. Getting in front of the tenants and asking them, what can we do for them? How can we help them? They're scared too, because they can still get that 14-day eviction notice. Even, I mean, they're asking us to be lenient, and such. So I think my recommendation is just to get in front of them. It's an ugly situation. Everyone has a lot of concern about what this looks like. I know tenants are worried about eating even. So as a financial person that does mortgages, that also has, again, a lot of rentals, I think we need to find that gentle balance of how can we help each other out. I mean, I had a tenant call me today and say, how can I help you out?
Well,
They
that's
asked
awesome.
me, right? So it's putting it out there just to see what we can do. And you never know, some tenants might actually have a budget in place. Who knows? Maybe they can
Yeah.
call mom and dad, and but I think it's coming from a space of concern for them, and then we'll also get that respect back.
Yeah, of course. So the only two references that we've put out to our tenants right now is that there's an employment insurance. So the government did announce that there is some assistance out there. So 14, 15, depends on where you are, if you're self-employed or not. So it's the Alberta Works and Employment Insurance, and you can find those online, but in this video is the links for you as well. There may be more that's coming out. I did hear that the Alberta government is going to do a rebate as well, or an assistance of upwards of 600, but I don't know the details on that yet. I haven't been able to locate that. So, and that's the thing. Things are changing so quickly on a day-to-day basis that it's hard to keep up on it. So, we have provided you here with a few numbers, but once again, for lenders, the lenders are like slammed. Everybody is getting slammed. So everybody just needs to have a little bit of patience and just try to work through the system. If by chance we find out an information, we'll definitely put it out for you. We're here to help. So Lindsay's information is here. You can definitely reach out to her. And then mine is here as well. So please send me an email. Feel free to call me if you're a landlord, a tenant, whether I manage or not manage the property or not. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. And we'll try to get you the best information we can. So anything you wanted to add there, Lindsay?
No, that's it. I mean, if you've been directly affected as of this week, then definitely reach out to your lender. If you are still fully employed, just wait. Let those call lines decrease a little bit so people can get through that are, again, directly affected this week with unemployment. And then, yeah, as we have more information roll out, like Jody said, it's a day-by-day basis. It changes by the moment, it seems, as to how the government is going to step in and assist everybody. So once we get that information, Jody's on top of it. He will send it out to you so you know how to take action for your situation.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Lindsay.